Hi everyone, Donut here. Today we're going to take a look at an incident on Twitter that's got over 1 million views. Everyone's mad, and you know what's fucking new. This comes from one of my dear friends, Mr. Stance Grounded, aka Blue Steel. Baltimore Police putting this young black boy in a chokehold. Make this make sense. How do you expect him to put his hands back when you're choking the life out of him? This is why we kneel. He follows it up with, of course, Dylan Roof was treated better than this. Let's break it down. 1.4 million views, 32,000 retweets, 56,000 likes. If you look at the video before you even press play, there are taser wires wrapped around the officer here, which tells me one thing. They'd already been fighting with this guy for a little bit before this 1-minute video started. If you look very closely, you can see the suspect's arm, right arm behind his back, and left arm in front of him. One officer is trying to control the legs, while this officer is controlling the upper body.
Clowns, man. Y'all some fucking clowns, man. Hey, y'all help me, yo.
The suspect yells, "Y'all help me, yo."
Hey, y'all help me, yo.
This tells me one thing, he's not being choked. He's also up on his elbows, which means he's actively resisting. They haven't had time to pat him down yet, so they don't know what might be in his waistband, pockets, etc. If he can get his hands underneath his chest, then there's a possibility he can get his hands down to his waistband, hence the officer putting pressure on his back. A lot of the complaints in the comments below are saying, well, how's he supposed to put his hands behind his back when the officer's on his back? We saw at the first of the video, he had his right arm behind his back. It's completely possible, as you'll see him do here in a minute, and then the fight stops. As I said, he can talk, so he's not being choked. The officer right now looks like he's trying to control the head.
No, I got it. Everybody step back.
A lot of comments are angry about that part too, but you heard the guy say, hey, y'all help me. Maybe some people were stepping forward to try and actually help. That's why the officer goes for his gun, pulls it out of the holster just a little bit, and sticks it down in there. That's telling the crowd, hey, don't get near my arrest, and please don't try to help this guy.
Put your hands behind your back. Now. Put your hand on the gun. Don't you want to shoot him? Step back. Go ahead, pull it out. Pull it out. Put your hands behind your back. Clowns, man. Put your hands behind your back.
This is the only part in this entire video I could see that people might want to call it a chokehold. His head is turned to the left and the officer's got his arm on the side of his neck pulling up, trying to control him. Again, I don't think that his airway was restricted right here. It looks like the officer's just trying to control the head. I say that because directly after this part, he's talking some more. He's saying, you're choking me, you're choking me, you're choking me.
Put your hands behind your back. Just chill. Stop fighting. You're choking him, bitch. Let him go. Put your hand behind your back. You choking me, sir? Put your hand behind your back. You choking me. You're fighting. Stop. Look.
Okay, so the officer tried to put his right hand behind his back. He brought it back up, and then he said, put your right hand behind your back, and he put it back. So he can put his hands back.
Put this hand behind your back now. Give it to my sergeant.
Officer's giving him simple instructions. He's even tapping the hands he wants to put behind his back. He finally puts both hands behind his back, showing he can put his hands back this entire time. The officer still looks like he's controlling the head rather than choking him because the guy's still talking to him.
Alright, can I get my car keys up off of him?
She's done with this shit. She just wants her car keys. The guy had both his hands behind his back, and he brings his right hand in front of him once again.
Take my car
Put your other hand behind your back. Alright.
He says, put your other hands behind your back. He says, all right. So he can talk. That means he can breathe. That means he's not being choked. He gets both hands behind his back, and then the video cuts out, showing that this entire time he could put his hands behind his back. I would love to see the footage leading up to this. As I said, you can see the taser wires wrapped around the officer, so they had to tase him. It's obvious they had been fighting with him. Let's look at my favorite part of any one of these videos, the comments. Actually, hold on. Before we look at the comments, let's look at what went on here. Baltimore Police putting this young black boy in a chokehold. Young black boy, 23-year-old man being arrested in South Baltimore. Oh. And he was charged with a felony drug possession, assault, trespassing, and resisting arrest. The officer had to be treated at the hospital because he bit the officer's hand. The top comment that has since been deleted was, this is a child, regardless of skin tone, this is a child. He's 23 years old. The second top comment was a video that I made. This is what being choked sounds like.
Donut here. This is my friend Jake right here. He's gonna help me with an experiment. All right, you ready? Yep. You're choking me, sir. You're choking me, sir. You're choking me, sir. You're choking me. You're choking me.
Someone followed up to my video with no one was kneeling on your back. So wouldn't that mean that my airway would be restricted more, thus not allowing me to talk even more? This is one of my favorite ones right here. This is so unnecessarily violent. Why can't two adults do better by this youth? I know grandmas who could get him to stop in his tracks with a yes ma'am. Hey Nana, somebody just did a drive-by and shot 3 people. You're up. Hey Nana, this gang's selling heroin down the street. We need you to go clean out their trap house. I have yet to see one of these police brutality videos involving a white victim with 214 likes. Are you serious right now? My brain explodes with contempt for this cop. He was going to shoot the kid who he had in an illegal hold. Are people really that blind? There was no way he could have even moved his arms with 587 likes. All cops are bastards. All I'm saying is, it's in Baltimore. If he's dealing drugs and they're chasing him and fighting with him, isn't there a good chance that he might have a gun on him? Controlling the head is probably the best way to control the guy since he keeps putting his hands underneath his chest. Well, fuck do I know, it's just my opinion. Hey everyone, let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. Just so you know, I saw the UPS incident. I'm waiting for more information to come out about that so I don't just make a 10-second video saying this is a shit show. Other than that, that's all I got for you right now. Please have a fantastic day. Straight whacker.